Indeed, friends, it's actually a fact. You look at the world around, we've come to realize that it's a sine qua non situation. I mean, it's an indispensable situation right now. I mean, we just cannot do without electronics. We just cannot do without electronics and information technology. In this context, that I'd like to, at the outset, congratulate Government of India for having decided that the Department of Information Technology should not be coined as, it should not be called as Information Technology, but it should be called as the Department of Electronics and Information Technology. And I think this would definitely be a starting point for ushering in the electronics revolution in our country. And I'm sure that many of the state governments would also be following suit. For your information, I'd like to inform that electronics as a subject was earlier handled by the Industries Department in our state. And considering the importance of this sector and considering the interlinkages which this sector has with the software, Andhra Pradesh government has decided to transfer the hardware subject from the industries to the Information Technology Department. And on behalf of the government of Andhra Pradesh and on my personal behalf, on behalf of the Honorable Minister who was supposed to join and be the chief guest for this function today, but because of exigencies beyond his control, he has conveyed his apologies and in fact has personally asked me to do the honors for him as well. And I'll try and do justice to some of the points which the Honorable Minister would have liked to present here. At the outset, I'd like to thank the CII for having this closed workshop here today. Definitely high time now because of the fact that electronics is about a 1.75 trillion US dollars industry, and they say it's the largest and the fastest growing manufacturing industry in the world. And in fact, it's estimated that in the next 2 years, this industry will grow to the size of about a 2 trillion and much beyond by 2020. And if you look at the current demand in the Indian market, which currently stands at about 45 billion US dollars annually, and it's expected that this is going to go up to about 125 billion US dollars by 2014 and about 400 billion US dollars by 2020. In fact, I read somewhere, and possibly this might be true, that electronics might surpass our biggest import, which currently is the petroleum, oil and lubricants, the POL, by 2020, considering the size of the economy and considering the rate at which our economy is growing and considering the demand which the electronics industry is going to have in the coming years and considering the size of our domestic industry. And that's where I think it's going to hit us. And that's where I think it offers a huge opportunity, at the same time a challenge for all the captains of the industries who have come over here to realize this potential and go up the value chain, because otherwise it will become absolutely unsustainable for an economy like ours to continuously depend on the imports of the electronic hardware which it currently has. The domestic production currently is only about 45% of the total domestic production. That means almost half our needs are being currently met through imports. And most of these imports are coming in from countries like China, countries like Taiwan, Korea. So it also gives us a kind of it holds an importance in terms of the strategic nature of the imports that we have from some of these nations.